Animal Crossing is a franchise that only recently has been acknowledged as a major IP from Nintendo, which means that back in its earlier years it wasn't as mainstream. As a result, one Animal Crossing game from the past has slipped through the cracks and to this day remains unreleased, leaving behind a trail of mysterious information that could lead to uncovering what was truly planned to be made. Animal Crossing's debut title in North America released on the GameCube in September of 2002 and received much praise. As a result of the combined success from all three installments of the franchise so far, Nintendo announced a game simply called Animal Crossing 2 in Japanese gaming magazine Famitsu during the winter of 2002, along with several other popular GameCube and Game Boy Advance titles. While some of these games had tentative release dates next to them, Animal Crossing 2 did not. Factually, the story ends here. Animal Crossing 2 was simply a placeholder title for a sequel that was announced well before it should have been, and it doesn't exist in pure form. However, while there is nothing as concrete as a prototype or beta to look at, there is indeed a trail of mysterious images, videos, and details that tell a different story. Following the 2002 game reveal, 2003 did not yield any Animal Crossing news, and the series wouldn't be mentioned again until E3 2004, when the Nintendo DS was first revealed. Behind closed doors, Nintendo showcased a short video of an Animal Crossing game to the press only that looks identical to the GameCube version, just running on a handheld, and at the time this video was shown, the game didn't have a proper title, it was just known as Animal Crossing DS. The following year's E3 revealed the trailer to a nearly finished version of the game, at which point it looks too close to Wild World to be considered Animal Crossing 2, still albeit a proper title, even though the game would release in November of the same year as Wild World. So the real question is, where does Animal Crossing 2 fall on the spectrum, and where does Wild World begin? Well, there is an approximate 1-year gap of time in between when Animal Crossing 2 was first conceived at Nintendo in late 2002, and when the press-only video demo at E3 2004 was shown. Now, take into account how it's common practice to shift projects over from old hardware to new hardware, in this case, likely from the GameCube to the DS. And taking a look at the video demo, it's pretty clear that this isn't some mock-up video, there is some sort of actual gameplay going on. Putting all of this evidence together leads me to believe the actual Animal Crossing 2 was in some stage of development between 2002 and 2003, and then in 2004 was converted over to the Nintendo DS hardware for the E3 video, meaning that the top screen gameplay on the DS could actually be the original Animal Crossing 2 GameCube version. Whether or not this is actual GameCube development, but with tweaks to fit the DS, or just the bare bones of an idea for Animal Crossing 2, we may never know. But I feel as though this is more a direct relation to Animal Crossing 2's late development and death, rather than the actual pre-production of what Wild World became. Interestingly, the story doesn't quite end there, as there are a couple of interesting tidbits left to cover. The biggest one being a couple of screenshots that have been floating around the internet, allegedly of screenshots for Animal Crossing 2. When I first saw these a couple years ago, I thought they could be the real deal, but after considering the overall lack of information and development surrounding Animal Crossing 2, I think it's safe to say these pictures are either placeholders taken from one of the previous installments, or they're just simply pictures being perpetuated as something that they're not. Also interesting to note is that on the Animal Crossing wiki, it states that the game was planned for a Q2 2004 release. This information is most likely also false, because with no mention of the game at all in 2003, a 2004 release would have been too sudden, and as we all know now, the DS video demo was the only thing shown in 2004, and it's not very elaborate anyway. Plus there's no source, and this is a wiki after all. The other Animal Crossing wiki, Nukipedia, poses an interesting theory that states Animal Crossing 2 could have been the localized version of Dabutsu no Mori E+, a Japanese exclusive release of the American game, with some added features. I tend to think this theory is inaccurate though, because there was only a 6-month period from when Animal Crossing 2 was announced to when Dabutsu no Mori E+ came out in Japan. Animal Crossing 2 did not have a release date when it was first announced, yet if it actually did come out only 6 months later, Nintendo probably would have had some sort of idea when it would release, back during the original announcement. Plus, in the original Famitsu game list, Animal Crossing 2 was not the only game to never see release. Game Boy Music and Luna Blaze, both on the GBA, were also cancelled, so it's possible that Animal Crossing 2 ended up being cancelled in mid-development as well, which goes back to what we could have seen on the DS, that being what was left of development on the game before it was dropped in its purest form. So there you have it, the story of Animal Crossing 2 from original announcement, to rumored cancellation, to remnants possibly living on, to theories about what exactly happened. For a game shrouded in so much mystery, I'm sure we'll never know exactly what the development team was thinking when they thought about making Animal Crossing 2 on GameCube, and looking back at all the earliest Animal Crossing games, I never would have thought one of them to silently undergo an evolution so mysterious that it pretty much dropped off the entire map and fell into obscurity with the other lost and forgotten games of the past.